There I am. It's funny because you always show up first, and then I show up a few seconds after you. Good night. Good morning, or good morning. Good night. Good evening.
Good morning. Good morning somewhere.
Yeah.
There might be some good morning viewers.
Sorry, it's been real hot here, and I guess maybe I just had a little bit of a heat stroke there for a second. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the best live stream that we may have ever done before.
I mean, yeah, this is the equivalent of, people always say like, "Oh, I'm liking before I even watch,"
Yeah. So everyone saw the Consolizer episode that was out this morning. It's performing very well. I was very surprised. It was a big relief to get it done. I made a lot of progress early on, but then it kind of slowed down a lot towards the end of the week. And I guess I found 2 errors last night when I was doing the subtitling, and then I had to re-export a new version. So it really only got uploaded last night.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. I'm glad that people seem to like it a lot.
Yeah, it came together, at least from my end, not pretty easily.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you provided almost most of the capture and a ton of the B-roll. I really made it a big point to use almost every single piece of B-roll that you provided in the episode, whether or not I knew exactly where it was going or not. I mean, that's why there's so many game insertions in the entire episode.
I know that. I thought that was so funny because I didn't you shot a few.
I shot a couple too, and then I was like, I'm just gonna really go out of my way to use at least a segment of every single thing that was shot. And I think I used about 95% of the stuff of all of the clips, not the entire, obviously, of the entire clip.
Yeah. I meant to mention that though, how funny I thought it was, how many just cartridge insertion shots there were, because usually when we have cartridge insertion shots, there's a clear reason for it, but they're just all over the place.
They're just all over the place. I use that to kind of transition, just to show different. It's okay, so now we're gonna be talking about the original Game Boy for a minute, just to kind of separate those segments. And there's one time where I used the shot of a lot of it was from some of the original Game Boy episode too. I used a lot of footage of the systems themselves from that, and there's the shot of you putting the Super Game Boy in the Super NES, and then Super Mario Land, and then it goes to the game footage, and it's Rockman World 5. which is totally fine. I liked it because it was and it was kind of purely by accident, but there was the you insert the cartridge, or insert the Super Game Boy, then the Super Mario Land cartridge, and then Mega Man drops down, so it's this 3 shots in a row of just dropping things dropping down.
Yeah.
So but I mean, it's doing pretty well. I didn't really know how it was going to do. I know there's a lot of interest in it, but we really tried. I think there was a point where we thought that we were going to get it out last weekend, the same day that Metal Jesus released his, and then it's just
we just realized that was way too
stuff
stressful
going on, and I was like, I'm gonna go insane if I had to do that, and we decided to hold on to it till today, and I'm much happier because of it, I think. And not only that, but I mean, there was kind of a big breakthrough at the last minute. Really on Friday it happened. That prompted me to have to rewrite basically a whole section where I couldn't get DVI plus mode to work with just any of my capture cards, and also our Denon receivers. And there was a whole thing in it saying oh, we can't provide these comparisons because we couldn't capture footage in these modes. So, the for the low pass filter part. And then I think it was Bob from Retro RGB had mentioned a View HD splitter that has audio breakouts on it, and also like an optical breakout for the HDMI audio. He said he tweeted about it the other week when I was mentioning it, and he says, I got this to work. So I decided to try it, and then suddenly like my capture card and everything like worked with DVI plus mode. So I'm like, well, will this fix everything? Because I was going directly into my capture card using that. I'm like, well, how far back in the chain can I go and have it work? And it turns out that it made it so that like the dependencies it just
from that point on
fixes everything. And I also show the like the JTAC digital, which is the one I'm actually using for it now, because it's really just like an audio extractor, and I don't really have a reason to have like a splitter that far back, so I'd rather just like save the splitter for something else and just use that the JTAC as the pass through. And I can always use the analog or optical audio out on that for something at some point. But
I was surprised when you showed the View HD, because it's not the same one I have. Is that the one you've always had, or is it a different one?
I mean, that's the one I've had. I have two of them, and I was using them for stuff in the past. But
so is that one with the audio breakout also a HDCP stripper?
I don't think so. I mean, I know that. I mean, that one, it may do some light HDCP stripper, but the JTAC digital one definitely is not, because it's brand new. It's actually an 18 gigabyte or whatever 18 gig pass through for 4K HDR, because I was going to use that at some point to record audio from like from newer systems. I don't know exactly why I got it, but it definitely works with HDCP enabled devices. It just, I don't know why it does it and why that fixes everything, but that was a very last minute thing. And I thought it was nice because it kind of it gives some hope, I guess.
Yeah.
And I was very cautious to say, this is purely anecdotal. Like, this worked for me. I can't promise it's going to work for everybody. I tried it on a old monitor that it did not work on, but that is like a 2007, 2008 LG TV / monitor. It has like S-video inputs and everything on it, which is the main reason I kind of kept it around. I think I should just go ahead and start.
I got it to work on like a Sony LCD TV of a similar age with the audio.
Oh, just in general, or using a pass-through?
No, just direct connection.
Oh, I see. You should give it a shot to see if if your View HD like will make it work with your setup.
I bet it would. And plus, I bought a different audio breakout device recently for completely unrelated purposes, but I left it at my parents' house, so I wasn't able to test it.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and play some arcade Karnov on real arcade hardware using the Haas Supergun.
So you've kind of been testing the Haas recently.
Yes, I mean you put together a update video, like our con appearances and also like upcoming episodes teaser, I guess. That went up on Wednesday, I think. Wednesday.
Oh, that looks just like the NES title screen, basically.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, that looks just like where you start in the NES game.
Oh, we got
the NES game may as well be arcade perfect.
I got Jeremy Johns in the chat. He says, if you beat this game, you will be the first people ever to beat this game.
Well, I mean, technically, you've got access to infinite credits. What kind of controller are you using?
I'm actually using the Neo Geo to PS1 adapter, because I like the fact that it has like the rapid fire. Although just by holding on the R button, But the Haas has completely customizable controls. It's pretty cool. You can add like rapid fire. You can duplicate a button, like be rapid fire on another controller, or on another button. Mm-hmm. It's pretty cool. But I didn't really want to play with my arcade stick, so I'm just using a.
It's hard to tell if I see a little bit of analog. I mean, it's hard to tell with stream compression, but I might see a little bit of noise in like the gray areas.
Yeah, well, that wouldn't surprise me. I mean, it's all self-contained hardware.
I have no idea whether that would be the board or huh?
There's one-hit deaths in this, as far as I can
tell. Yeah, you can withstand a hit in the NES game.
But we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
I might have underestimated the difficulty of
arcade Karnov.
Well, I mean, when you can, just infinitely put in coins.
Well, you still go back to checkpoints. You don't just
yeah, but I mean, the NES game has infinite continues as well.
I don't know if this is gonna work.
Which it's actually like not that hard of a game, the NES game. Like,
yeah, I mean, you finished it on a backloggery stream, I think, right?
It was. I think the last game I finished on the most recent marathon that we did on the backloggery, whenever that was. I can't remember exactly, but yeah, I mean, you finish it on, in the length of a MLiG stream, and it really only took a couple of hours for me as well. I mean, it was not that bad.
I don't know if the rapid fire is going to be cheating or not. Adam Lord, I am playing on real arcade hardware. It's the arcade PCB.
How many PCBs do you have now? 3?
Yeah, actually, but I have Final Fight on the way now.
So is that the 4th or the 3rd?
I got Karnov, I got Ninja Turtles 1, and Thunder Fox. So this is
that's right. You streamed Thunder Fox somehow. Was it
I may have,
or was it?
Oh, dead.
That was using your old Supergun, but you had a lot of problems with it.
Yeah. Oh well. You'll remember my name anyways. But I think, the analog noise that you get in here is just gonna be what it is, because it's the hardware. Like, it's all self-contained.
Right. So do you think
some games will have more of it probably than other? I mean,
do you think the board is what is causing that though?
Probably. Yeah. I mean, it can probably be cleared up with if you recapping it or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh. Was I supposed to get something? Or did I gotta just shoot it probably? Oh yeah, I just gotta shoot it.
Yeah, Smoke Monster thinks it's probably the PCB itself.
Yeah.
Is there any noise on your Ninja Turtles PCB with the house?
I mean, I still have the same problem that I had with my other one, where with certain PVMs, I get this weird, shadow, rainbowing issue. And that kind of happens with Thunder Fox as well on certain monitors.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just because everything kind of runs at weird refreshes, and there's a lot of weird stuff.
I really like the look of the house, from the B-roll. I'd never really seen it before.
Yeah, I mean, it's
until
tiny.
You sent me that B-roll, and it's small. I really appreciate that aspect. It's
I'm actually using my Jason's the JAMA extension though that I got with my Jason's customs, so I don't have to.
Oh, okay.
I don't have to.
I mean, that probably doesn't have a downside.
No. I mean, it's just all it is just connectors. It's just wire to wire. This is probably the big... Everything is real hard.
Smoke Monster's...
My hitbox is kind of small on this. That's good.
Smoke Monster gets some issues with TMNT, too.
Yeah, with certain monitors, like it's like a weird rainbowing. Whoa. I mean, it's probably cheating, like using the rapid fire, but I don't really care.
Yeah, I mean,
you know.
I mean, I think you're doing pretty good.
Karnov himself has a smaller than expected hitbox for such a large man.
Is that a monkey or what is that?
I don't know. I could really use.
It's like a cross between like a monkey and a chameleon. I think it only has 2 legs and no arms. Well, Joe from GameSack says he has a Haas, but he's. What do you mean you're? What do you mean? Like, is it just hard to find the good adapters or what?
No, I think it's just it has a kick harness that just goes right in it because of its small size. It's really made to just to plug your boards directly into it, and the kick harness is small enough to just go right into your into like the CPS2 A board, which is like the bottom half.
So the native controller on the Haas is a Neo Geo.
Yes, but there is a lot of different things that you can use. I mean, you can use Neo Geo controllers. There is a Saturn adapter available. How do I do this? What am I supposed to be doing here? Oh, these plants are gonna get me.
Yeah, Saturn would definitely be pretty good.
It does not work though. This is kind of interesting. Let's see. We just got a donation.
Oh, $5 from Excadrillo99. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, MLiG with the release the Eon Super 64. Do you think the Ultra HDMI deblur could work with a plug and play? It would be completely worth $150. I don't see why the concept couldn't work with a plug and play, but of course you would be dealing with deblurring S-video, which you would have less quality to work with, but probably not that bad because I feel like N64 has like the smallest range of improvement when going from analog to analog to analog, composite to S-video to RGB, unless you add the deblur, which I mean, hey, some people are not going to like deblur because heck, the Super 64 has the slick mode, which blurs it.
Is this impossible? Where do you find a bomb? If you're supposed to use a bomb on this, where the heck do you find it?
So yeah, I mean, some people are going to think it looks massively better smooth. Some people are going to think it looks massively better deblurred. But I mean, not that I know the technical constraints of
if I just shoot it a whole bunch, it doesn't work.
A feature like deblur, I can't see why it wouldn't work with S-video in theory. Like, I mean, I don't know. You've got an RGB mod with deblur. I mean, I don't know if you could turn on deblur when using S-video. I don't know. I mean, but it's probably possible to a limited extent. But like, honestly, I've said many times, I feel like N64 has maybe the best composite. And I don't know if that's just because its output is a little smeary in the first place, but I don't think it's it doesn't have as bad of telltale rainbowy artifacts. Oh, we got $50 from Jeremy Johns.
Thank you.
Wow. Wow.
Maybe I can use that to buy myself a bomb here. So I don't know if I.
It's gonna take $50 worth of credits to get past this part.
I don't know if it's possible.
Surely you're not.
Thank you. I'm not sure if he released a video on like everything that happened with the upcoming Marvel movies that they announced yesterday.
Oh yeah.
It seems like whenever we like release a video, I tend to like not look at like anything else on YouTube until like the next day probably.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you.
Jeremy John says, well, you guys really helped me in working out my frame meister, so I owe you big time. Well, we appreciate that.
Am I gonna
always down for some frame meister talk.
Can you see if you can find anything of like what I'm supposed to do here? Like, what am I supposed to do without a?
Oh, let me see.
Without a bomb.
All right, you expecting me to find Arcade Karnov on GameFAQs?
Probably not.
Here we go. Oh, there's a fact.
All right.
From 2003 by Wardock. Are you in like scene 3?
Yes.
Let's see. All right. The next scene takes you through a battered forest. There are a lot of chasms in the ground. In addition, you will navigating through some caves. This doesn't sound right. Are you at the beginning of the level?
It's like in the middle of the level. There's gonna be something about a tree, probably.
Let's see. Have you battled a boss merman?
No. There's got to be something about a.
Okay, let's see. Collect the super fireball and move right. You will see a gargoyle with an orange sphere behind it. Sound familiar?
Yes.
After you defeat it, collect the sphere and use the ladder to collect the diving helmet. Run, jumping shoes, and 5 Ks. Use a bomb at the base of the tree to knock it down and make a bridge. When you cross over, a spirit will release from the tree. Sometimes a red serpent will also attack. So, it says you need a bomb. So, do you have, like, no way to go further back?
No.
Uh-oh. Are you sure you don't have bombs and just don't know how to select them?
You needed the bomb from the last part of the level.
Oh, we got $2 from David Danuzio. Thank you. As for thoughts on M Classic, I think of the latency is high. I'm not sure what he's talking about.
I'm just gonna start it over. I'm gonna find out what's going on.
M Classic. Do you know what the M Classic is?
No, I'm not familiar. Does that have anything to do with the M cable? You start over. Plus his quarters. That's. I guess I'm starting over.
Yeah, here we go. Hopefully that's like the only situation like that in the game, but it sounds like you want to conserve your items. Do you lose your items when you die?
Yes, I think.
Oh, the M Classic, I Googled it.
No, maybe not. I think you lose them when you continue, though. Jeez, what am I doing? I'm like having such a hard time with this part right here.
I googled the M Classic. It has something to do with Marseille.
Okay.
I'm looking at their official website for this. So this is their their marketing pitch here. It says, better graphics, better pixels, better gameplay. PC gamers are able to upgrade their graphics card, while console gamers have been limited by locked hardware. Not anymore. Oh, please. What do you mean not anymore? We have unlocked our hardware plenty.
Okay, so you lose the items when you continue.
The MClassic is here to be the world's first add-on graphics processor for video game consoles. Oh, please. Yes, you read that right. The MClassic is like having a new graphics card without the hassle of modifying your game console. Oh, please.
Okay, jump up there. How do I do it? How do I...
I remember now just how much I hate Marseille's
their attitude.
Lingo, their marketing lingo. There
we go. That's what I need to do right there.
I mean, I'm looking at this, before and after. They're like, it's like adding a new graphics card. It's like, no. See, there's this thing that, they're really playing into it here, I think. There's this thing that this misconception that people have that we sometimes see in our comments, that people equate image quality with graphics, and they are not the same thing. Like, some people say, like, oh, if graphics are so important to you, why don't you get a PS4? It's like, well, I have a PS4, and secondly, image quality is not graphics. It's different. It's a totally separate thing. I can appreciate the look
go back
of
to the beginning
old
and start over.
games.
I'm embarrassing myself. It's hard to believe I even made it as far as I did, based on my...
I appreciate the look of old games, and I want to see them more clearly. I don't want to enhance what they can do.
All right, let's do it for real this time.
So, I mean, it's hard to say what exactly this is doing. Apparently, it's coming to Indiegogo. I don't think it's actually released yet.
I got another donation, it looks like.
Oh.
Sorry.
Oh, $2 from Carter Dotson. When is trying to dye his hair pink? Is that what all the cool YouTubers are doing these days, or something like that?
Yeah.
Is it?
Oh, great. It does like to... It do like to get ya.
So yeah, I'm not clear exactly how it is connecting to the consoles.
Oh, the cable? We're still talking about that?
Yeah, I'm just kind of looking at this. I mean, it just says coming soon on Indiegogo. So I don't know. I do not like the M cable personally. It's just kind of a hassle. Sometimes it doesn't work when you're like passing it through another piece of equipment. Like, I've never gotten it to work, like putting it like through a switcher or a receiver. I don't know why, but like it's always like this big hassle to capture from it. Obviously there's like an end that you have to plug into, the source and the receiving end. I just I don't know. Like, you know, the thing is, it's like it gets rid of jaggies, but there's still going to be like you still see like the movement along jagged edges as the screen moves around, because like the resolution is still low. It smooths it over for a still frame, sure, but you still see the artifacts when in motion. So
I'm thinking like an alternate path through the level here.
Yeah, I think the NES game may have had stuff like that too in places.
I'm terrified of getting caught in that situation.
There is indeed a Karnov on NES. We have streamed it as well. There's also a Karnov Tiger Electronics LCD game.
I'm so afraid of just getting back to that same part and get stuck again.
It's also on the Commodore 64, ZX Spectrum, Amstrad CPC, PC Booter, and Classic Mac OS. I don't know what the PC Booter is. Self-booting disk.
That's the game over. Come on. It's okay. It's not. We're still doing okay. Ancient ruins, beware.
Someone is saying you don't have to use a bomb on that tree. You can climb it instead.
Oh, really?
Are you sure that's not just like an NES thing or something? That'd be nice.
I mean, it seems kind of crazy that they would make you start over. Yeah, the Snatcher. Yes, Snatcher in the intro to the episode. Yeah, I mean, I actually was lucky and got it when it came out, but then I actually sold it, and then someone local to me got a copy about a year ago, and I paid way more than I sold my last copy for. But yes, it was very much my my grail. Again, even despite the fact that I had it at one point. Kind of weird how that works out.
Dramata's asking, has a AGB-001 with a blown fuse, you think it's worth repairing to turn to a consolizer, or should I stick with GBI on a GameCube? I mean, I don't know much about you know, what a blown fuse fix entails for Game Boy Advance.
That must be the box right there.
I mean, I don't even know to what extent the consolizer might replace part of the power circuitry, if that kind of just helps work around that anyway. I don't know, because it does provide power in its own way. So I don't know, but I mean, you know, if you've got GBI like already going and set up, like,
look at this. Oh, I had like a boomerang,
and you're not seeing like a lot of noise in the picture, and you've got like with the OSSC with the high fidelity mode, you know, that technically it does look sharper. Now you might see some analog noise, but it technically does look sharper. But I mean, from a normal sitting distance, I don't really see the difference in sharpness personally.
So that is the box.
I mean, kind of my perspective, I guess. Like, one of the reasons I really like using the consolizer is that it's just like you just put the cartridge in, you turn it on and you're playing. Using the Game Boy interface, you have to, put in the boot disk, and then you have to, choose the software, and and to change settings, you have to like change a config file and stuff like that. And I've, to be honest, never had a super strong handle on that. Now, that said, my perspective might be a little different because of the nature of what I do a lot of the times with it, which is I'm trying to capture footage from a bunch of different games and try different settings and different versions of GBI and stuff like that in my recordings. So it's always like this big process to boot up and even get to it. And so for me, that can be a little annoying. But that's only because I'm like having to boot it up so many times. Like if you're just the average person just playing a game, you're not going to be wasting that much time really going through that kind of stuff with the Game Boy interface. I don't have like the lag specs.
Please don't send me back to the beginning level. Please don't send me back to the beginning level. Here we go. Please don't send me back to the beginning level. It's gonna send me back to the beginning level. I really tried to go for as far as I could without getting sent back to the beginning. It didn't send me back to the beginning level. Okay. I won't be able to make it past this guy now.
But yeah, I mean, there's definitely pros and cons to the.
I'm not gonna get past this guy now. The stupid jumping fish. I bet I can run underneath him now.
To the Game Boy interface. I say Dramata says, no fancy upscalers yet. My GameCube is on composite at the moment, but I'm debating between the HDMI adapter or going to XML for plug and play setup of the consolizer. I mean, to be honest,
Jeez, this is a stupid guy.
I don't know that much about using like the high fidelity Game Boy interface with like the HDMI adapters. I know it can be done, but I haven't done like really rigorous tests in terms of like how compatible that is. But it is really good with the OSSC. I think I might have tried the high fidelity mode, like just direct to the TV at some point. And I don't think it really fills the screen, but I don't want to say for sure because I really can't remember. It's been a while since I tested that with the with an HDMI. So I mean, I really like the consolizer because it's just, I mean, obviously there's the mod aspect of it, but if that's taken care of, it's really, once you've got it plugged in, barring any audio problems, which might cause you to need to run a analog audio cable or, plug into an intermediary device that might, normalize the signal or whatever you call it. Other than that, it's pretty much just like turn on and play. And I definitely, to me, that simplicity factor makes it a lot more appealing to use when I, am frequently changing games and stuff like that. But I can't deny that through the OSSC with component cables, that the high fidelity Game Boy interface is slightly sharper for sure.
Let's see who was asking us about Death Stranding. I gotta be honest, like I have beyond the first kind of gameplay trailer they showed. I don't even know if that was gameplay. There was a trailer, like maybe the second trailer where they're like, it was like an E3 thing. I have like not watched anything on it, and I have kind of made it a point not to watch anything at all on it.
You want to get it like as soon as it comes out and try to just like play it totally blind.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't watched anything on it since.
I mean, I think I've watched slightly more than you, but I still don't know that much about it. So I mean, I think I'll try to get it right away as well. And I mean, I'll be surprised to some extent as well. I give Kojima a lot of free passes for
like getting careless here.
for just weirdness in game design. I mean, even when it's a little weird and clunky, like I can appreciate it. I will be honest though, I don't like Metal Gear Solid 5 that much. Like the
gameplay is really fun.
Is pretty smooth and
the
fun,
plot
but
just takes way too long to do anything.
it takes way too long to go anywhere. And when it does go anywhere, I just didn't find it to be that satisfying.
But it's incredibly fun to play. At least
yeah, it's just but it's too long. Like, I mean, if it was, you know, a quarter or a third of the length, it would be a lot more fun, I think. Its gameplay is very much an extension of Peace Walker, which I enjoyed a lot more. I liked Peace Walker more than I thought I would.
Dang it. I'm trying, everybody. I'm trying to... It just... There's a significant ramp up in difficulty. It's that one-hit kill, though, and just is getting me. But I'm definitely really curious to see how it comes out, but...
Yeah. I mean, you know, when you streamed that bit of Snatcher that one time, like, I was...
You were impressed at how Kojima-esque it was?
Yes. I guess I really shouldn't have been surprised, but it was like, wow, like, his style has been established that far back.
Yeah.
Like, I often say that I feel Kojima and Sakurai have the most, like, obvious mark on the games they create. Like, they're just certain signature, visual flair or, gameplay styles and things like that are just like unmistakable. For better or worse, like Sakurai's menus always like have this very particular look to them. Like even medias, like you could tell that like Sakurai was involved with that game.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, I mean, I think he was like.
Ah, man!
I think it was his idea. I can't remember. Oh, JF says Sakurai's wife designs the menus.
Oh,
that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes. Gee, you just got to get those bolts to go just right. Or else that's just screwed. I'm really happy that all the levels have the same music in this too.
The other thing about Sakurai's games that always has fascinated me is that the music, even though it's done by multiple composers, like even the style of music in his games even has a degree of consistency. Like it's got this like really energetic, very strong melodies that are distinctive and easy to remember. Like I don't know, like the music in his games just almost always sounds like it could be in Kirby. Even though it's not always done by the Kirby composers. Smoke Monster's asking, how did you manage to find Karnov? Corey actually found it through Matt Fowler, who he
just said, "Are you still looking for Karnov Arcade?" And I said, "Oh yeah. I mean, I'd love to stream it or do something with it in the future." And he's like, "Okay," and it's like showed up.
He was the guy that set us up with Tom Du Bois, and he was the other interview in that documentary.
Yeah. So I mean, he may have just like bought it. but I'm not sure if he'll ever see this stream. He used to come to the streams a lot, but I don't know if he ever will again. But if he is watching this, thank you, Matt. Because he's got a lot going on, I think, like with Tom these days.
Yeah.
I'll be the first ever, and even the developers were never able to beat it. They never made it past scene 3. They're just like, there's nothing else beyond this level.
I honestly thought this was going to be too easy with, your infinite creditability.
I know. It's not just, you just can't spam your way through it. You gotta do it legit every time.
Yeah, I think you're gonna hit a stride here at some point. Does this game exist in any
arcades?
Emulation?
Oh, I'm sure it's got to be on. It's definitely on MAME. What is kind of interesting though is, I mean, the PCB is it's huge. It's 2 layers to it, which is very surprising.
There was no Mario Maker quality control where the devs had to be put through the ringer. That is a very nice aspect of Mario Maker. Sure. I actually finished this morning. Like, at least as far as I've been able to find, like all of the single player or the story mode.
It's gonna be the boss right here. Oh, it's more of these things. Oh, it's a T-Rex. Oh, jeez. Oh, and it gave me a power-up right at the end there, though. Maybe I could start the boss. They'd never do that, though, would they? No. Well,
maybe.
No.
I
may have figured it out,
Final Fantasy 9? Of course. I
played through the first 2 discs of that in college, like before the game was out. Like it leaked online, I remember, and I was able to download disc 1 and 2 through like an FTP.
Oh, you had like a...
I had a source for that.
But you had a chipped PS1, I guess.
Yeah. Okay.
I remember that came out like just before Thanksgiving that year. And
come on. I thought I was safe there.
And Banjo-Tooie came out like right about the same time, and it felt so weird because I think that might have been the first Thanksgiving that I owned my PS1 when Final Fantasy 9 came out. Like, I had played a few games on PS1 before then, but like just borrowing friends' systems.
Dead.
And so, it felt really weird not playing a Nintendo game like Thanksgiving break. But I, chose Final Fantasy 9 over Banjo-Tooie. And it was definitely the right choice. I remember one of my friends was like shocked that I did that instead of a rare game. But then he was like, "Yeah, you made the right choice." Because it
was a disappointment.
I mean, I've only played Banjo-Tooie the one time, but I definitely remember that being kind of my breaking point with collectathons for a while. Like, it's definitely like a appealing concept again now because it's like a throwback kind of thing. But at the time, like, Donkey Kong 64 didn't break me, but Banjo-Tooie was like that was a step too far.
Yeah.
But speaking of platformers, 3D platformers from that era, I've been playing Ape Escape this week, and it is fantastic. Like, I cannot believe how good it is. I mean, I played like maybe an hour and a half on stream, like kind of on a whim.
This is so stupid. This is so stupid right now.
I forget if it was earlier this year or at some point last year.
It's not even hard.
Man,
it's just sorry.
I was like, man, this is really good. And so I restarted it this past Monday. And it is just freaking excellent. It really is. It's definitely a contender for like maybe the best 3D platformer I've ever played that doesn't have the word Super Mario in front of it. Like, I mean, it's really good.
Come on.
Like, I just love that it feels like the fact that it like requires the DualShock controller, like it just really leans into that, like still works so well because they don't make the way it controls is unlike how modern games control, but not in a bad or clunky way. It just like gets really creative with the different items and tools you have and how the DualShock controller controls them. It's very unique and still feels fresh because games just don't really control like that normally. And it's got this like spark of creativity and newness that still shines through.
It's like I can't do anything. I can either duck and hopefully my hitbox is not big enough. It's like it's infuriating. It's I gotta learn how to manipulate the enemy shots better. Best speed run. I'm trying. This is the hardest part of the game probably right here.
Yeah, I have heard good things about Ape Escape 3, so I'm looking forward to getting to that. I actually picked up, like based on the little play session I had with Ape Escape, on this stream, whenever that was. That was fun enough to convince me to go ahead and get 2 and 3, which I did. I think they were like maybe $20.
I see. I can't jump fast enough. I wonder what happens if
looking forward to it.
I wonder if this works.
What I'm curious about though, do they like go to doing what normal games do and like control the camera with the stick, or do they actually like do fun things with the stick? Because that's like one of the best parts of the game is like the creative ways they come up with to use dual analogs. Because no other game up to that point really had the ability to do that because no other game required it. And then people were like, oh, the right stick should be the camera. Duh. And, that's basically all it ever is now. But Ape Escape is like, oh, this is using the controller in a way that is fun and unique. And it's not just that. It's not just the gimmick of how it controls. Like the level design, and I mean it's just a genuinely really fun game. Like I cannot believe how good it is. Like I beat it, but it kind of gives you not a wonderful ending. It definitely encourages you to go for 100%. I don't think it would take me that much longer to do it, so I think I'm going to do it.
Come on. These stupid birds.
Ugh. Like you're trying to get them out of the way before the boss?
Yes.
Like I remember the dinosaur going down pretty fast in the NES version.
Yeah, maybe that's what I just need to do. It's just charge. Yeah, I would try that if it didn't take 19 million years to like get to him, or it's 17 tries. Ooh.
See, I avoided platformers on the PS1 back in the day because, like, I had a bazillion of those games on N64, you know, and I didn't really like the DualShock back then either. It took me a long time to warm up to it. So I just ignored that type of game back in the day, and I've actually been really impressed, you know, in recent years. You know, a couple of years ago, I played Spyro. This year, I played Crash 1. And now I've played Ape Escape 1. And I've also this year, in fact, just the other day, I bought Crash 3. But I also bought Crash 2. For some reason, I want to play all those games on PS1. For whatever reason, I don't have a lot of interest in the remasters, which is weird. Normally, I'm interested in remasters, but I don't know. I just want to play them on PS1.
All right, should I just charge at the? I'm gonna just charge the dino.
I have played Klonoa. I have the Japanese version.
Of course
Klonoa.
not. I think I can get him though. I bet he doesn't.
You can get him before the birds even become a factor.
Yeah.
I think you could. You probably only have to like really jump over the flame like 1 or 2 times.
Probably.
Kill him. I played Klonoa on the Wii first though, and I don't remember loving it that much. Like, I thought it was okay, but then I got a deeper appreciation for it when I played PS1.
Oh, when did you play the PS1 version?
Oh. I mean, remember it was tossed in with one of Jimmy's packages.
Right, but that's what I'm wondering is like, I didn't realize that you played. Did you play through it that way?
I played it on a backloggery stream.
Oh,
I don't know,
And you even played it in Japanese, huh?
3 years ago, maybe. Say what?
And you even played it in Japanese, then?
I mean, I think all I really needed to know was like.
Well, there's a lot of story actually.
How to save.
There's a lot of dialogue in it.
I guess I wasn't too concerned with that. I just wanted to play it. I mean, I remembered what happened at the end of it. Like, I didn't really need to read anything to progress.
Like we got a 2 pound.
We got two pounds from Anthony Redford. Be rich if you put a coin meter on this game.
Yeah.
Someone would be rich. You know, I actually didn't realize until I hadn't really paid a lot of attention before into what goes into consoleizing an MVS. I watched the video that Smoke Monster did recently about, how to get cheap MVS hardware. I didn't realize that a Supergun does have to be part of MVS consoleization.
Ooh, here's a boomerang.
So I guess you could use
the boomerang kills the dinosaur in one hit, and then the birds get.
Oh yeah, I do.
I remember that. I remember that. But I can do it. It's like I equipped it. I thought it would just fly out, and I was like, oh, I actually got to throw it. Okay, we're doing this.
Did I answer the question about Try's hair? All I asked was, is that the cool thing nowadays or something?
Hopefully people are not getting too bored with this. I'm trying to advance here.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about, banging our head against the game until, we eventually make progress is what we do.
Unless it's Sonic 3. JF, just give me the controller.
You think this game is hard? Trying to beat Magician Lord.
Oh, yes.
I want to want Magician Lord, but
Yeah.
Artemio kind of scared me off of it because he's like, that game gets hard.
I hit the button when I was reading the chat.
We got $2 from BW. Do you think we'll ever see a DS consolizer? I'd like to think so, but I think it's more likely that like 3DS would be targeted because like you're killing two birds with one stone there.
You can't do like a
But
half
who
jump.
knows? Who knows? It could happen. And certainly I like playing DS games with a D-pad. I don't like playing them with, I mean, you can still play them with the D-pad on a 3DS, but kind of feels nicer with it being in the main position, I guess. Although, you probably have a controller of some kind for that. But the problem with DS is that more games require the touchscreen than with the 3DS. I mean, very few games on 3DS, or relatively few, require touchscreen. Like, in terms of like Nintendo games.
Okay, here we go.
The only ones I can even think of are...
Get him! No! It didn't hit him. It missed him. Went over his head.
I think you could have... If you weren't so stunned, I think you could have gotten out of it.
I know. Okay, I think I know how to manipulate those rock guys, though, which is good.
If there's no DS consolizer, I might just dump all my DS ROMs onto my Wii U and play them on TV that way. That's definitely something that would interest me, just because the controller is so perfect for it. I don't know much about hacked Wii U's though. Like if the emulator on it even has good compatibility when putting unsupported games on. I don't know. But that would definitely be the best controller for it.
Okay.
I mean, I don't even know if like DS games would feel quite right with like a capacitive touchscreen. Like,
Get him! Get him! Get him! How am I not hitting him? How does it even work?
I think you are are hitting him.
No,
but I think
it's not hitting him. It's like, I think I know.
I mean, it went too high. It hit him on the way back. The time that it killed him.
Can I like?
So like you should be on the ground when you throw it.
Okay, so I wanted to come. I need to be in front of him. I got it. Okay, I'm getting him. I'm getting him.
People keep saying I sound drunk tonight.
Are you?
No. I don't know why people think that. I mean, I sound like I always do, which to be fair probably sounds drunk.
Okay, here we go. No! I have to kill the stupid birds too.
Oh.
Okay.
Well,
I know how to do it. I got it.
So are you going to kill the birds after the T-Rex,
Yes,
or try to
yes, 'cause
wipe
I
them
have-
before? Yeah, because you've got more room to work with.
Yes. Okay. We got this. I'm putting 75 cents in every time I die. So or every game over I get. So I have enough continues here. Then I'm okay. I seem to. I'm getting riled up on the third boss.
Someone says they liked my inclusion of Bear's barbecue in the COD announcement video. I am hyped to go back. It was a long line, and I'm sure it'll be a long line again. It'll be worth it.
Okay, I know how to manipulate these guys. Okay. Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily call myself a barbecue expert, but I do like barbecue. I mean, I think I said this a few streams ago, but I think people tend to be very defensive about their regional barbecue. And
oh my god.
What? There's a Ghidorah or something? Why would they even do that?
I don't know. I gotta take out the birds. Gotta get those birds.
Why would they even do
it's
that?
level. It's listen. We're all the way in at level 3 at this point.
Why would they do that?
I don't know. Like they have no like subtlety. Like we're not. It's like we're not gonna like ramp up. Oh, we got another. Looks like we got another donation. I think
$2 from Wedge. Thank you. When are we gonna see the Coury versus Try cage match? I don't think that would go very well.
Oh, I can't forget my. Let's do it again. I missed him. I didn't get close enough. This is. Yeah.
So, you know what's weird is this fact. I'm
this
looking
is only
at
level 3. That's weird. Feels like the
Like, it
final
doesn't-
gauntlet of the game.
It doesn't mention the.
The Hydra.
Yeah. It just says
Maybe it's a dip switch on the board. I can.
maybe. Like, what if you're playing like the hardest difficulty?
Well, as I get a complete. Maybe I am playing.
Yeah. I mean, you know, drum doesn't really count difficulty levels for arcade completion. So I think drum's rules are the way to go for arcade games. Yeah, it just says Eagles will attack this. Eagles will attack, setting the stage for the next boss battle. And then it says boss battle against the T-Rex with no instructions.
All right. Well, I can do this. So I'm pretty sure that there is a double shot right there. Okay.
Smoke Monster said dip 8.
Is it
There
dip-
is an invincibility dip and there is an easy mode dip.
Yeah. Oh! I got him too, and then I died.
Oh!
It's okay. It's okay. I'm already committed to this. I at least just want to beat this level.
What happens if you flip dip switches while the game is running?
I'd probably freeze it, I'm guessing. It can be done. The boss didn't seem like it's that hard, really. Yeah, there's gonna be gonna be another boss. I thought it's gonna be King Kong or Rodan.
By the way, this just popped in my head. I'm going to drop a link in the chat. This is a video from Displaced Gamers that that we make a cameo in.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was necessarily inspired by the saves episode, the save management episode.
How close I gotta get from?
But he asked us to shoot a little bit, and Joe from GameSack is in it as well, where we like kind of talk about our link to the past save files.
Yeah.
And he goes kind of a step further. That Coury was like thinking about this, but like didn't know enough to go far enough and do this. But he actually manipulates it to take saves from 3 different sets of saves to build a custom set of saves. So he built a set of saves that has my save, Coury's save, and Joe's save. So it's really cool. And he also shows a lot of just general save hacking that gave some really weird results, which is fun because it's not hacking the ROM, it's hacking the save, and it's something you can do on an original cartridge. So I thought it was a lot of fun. So anyway, I'm gonna drop that link in here. And also, we got a $2 donation from Galby. Thank you. Saying hi from Durham. Hello. Do you prefer West or East North Carolina barbecue? I'm gonna be a little sacrilegious and say I might like South Carolina barbecue a little more. I like the mustard-based sauce. It's pretty good. I am not like very like I think a lot of people are like, oh, only my state's barbecue is the only good and valid barbecue.
No.
Oh.
His bullets explode too when they hit the ground.
Oh, I think you were too timid. You just gotta go for it.
Yeah.
But I guess the reason I was surprised by the Connecticut barbecue is just like is Connecticut barbecue even a thing, or is it just that one restaurant, Bear's Barbecue? I'm just like, Connecticut barbecue, what the heck? Like I always think of barbecue as a southern thing, whether that's valid or not. And so like barbecue in New England. Like, what?
All right, here we go again. I think I can kill, like the way to do it is to let this thing out at the very height of my jump so it kills him on the way in. Then it takes out a couple of those birds.
Oh, okay, yeah, you got that pretty figured out.
Get this. He shoots 2 shots. One of them explodes, one of them doesn't.
Oh.
This is yeah. I do wonder if it's on hard mode, but I'm not gonna.
I feel like after this level, you can say you beat hard mode, and you should restart on easy.
Okay, and just see how it goes.
Yeah. I think you're committed to finishing this level on hard.
Yeah.
Someone was asking if South of the Border is still popular. You don't see South of the Border bumper stickers as much as you used to. I've never been. I've certainly been by it. I always forget. Is that South of the North Carolina border in South Carolina, or is it south of the South Carolina border in Georgia? I can't remember. It's off of 95, which I'm usually not on. So I haven't passed by it in a long time. But obviously just some big cheesy tourist trap. Should I bother trying to fix my GameCube Game Boy player's weak audio? Is it actually like, are you just saying you think the audio is weak? Or is there like an actual problem with your unit? I mean, that's not something I've ever heard of before. I mean, Game Boy just does not have, Game Boy Advance does not have good audio, plain and simple. I mean, that's just the way it is.
How did I miss? Can you like not? It's random. Maybe the boomerang is random every time. I feel like I cannot give up on this though. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna give up on the game, but I'm just saying maybe just try flipping that dip switch.
Whoa, we got 15 from Mad Little Pixel.
Thank you.
Wow, thank you. He just says, awesome job on the GBA Consolizer. Thank you.
Oh, I forgot to get the boomerang.
Oh.
Here we go.
It means this is the time. You no longer can use it as a crutch. Let the true Karnov shine through. Well, you were able to get those birds pretty easily.
Yeah. I need my... Where is my...
You can do it without... You can do it.
No. Because if you stay in one spot too long, then these things, the little plants, fall from the sky. Oh. And they kill you.
So that happens anywhere?
Yeah, because that's really just an arcade mechanism.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like if you leave the machine, it's just not gonna sit there, and people can come in and just pick up from your game. It kills you and starts you over. Like in Ninja Turtles, if you stay in one spot for a long time, then like it drops a bomb and kills like your character with one hit.
Really? I never knew that.
Yeah, it's just so that the game resets.
Yeah, I mean that's...
If someone walks away.
It makes sense.
Mad Little Pixel did a video on the Consolizer as well. I didn't have a chance to check it out before, because I was working on ours, but he was having some compatibility issues. I'm not sure if it was something that's like, or some like graphical issues. At least that's what I've heard.
If he's still around, maybe he could elaborate. I'd be curious.
Okay, here we go. I did it. I got him. Give me that map.
It looked like that
one bullet was gonna go.
It went through your feet.
Oh, okay. Okay. Nothing crazy about it. It's just my Game Boy wouldn't work on my capture card. So I don't know if you heard our thing before. Have you had a chance to try it with a pass through?
You mean with like playing it through like a splitter or something?
Yeah, I'm curious if that would.
I haven't yet.
No, I mean Mad Little Pixel. If he has a chance to try that, I'd be curious to see if he has similar results.
Anthony Redfern donated £2.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. Asking, can't you catch the boomerang like on NES?
Probably.
Is that a Is that a thing in the NES version? I can't remember. Like that's something that I always like feel should be like a universal mechanic, but you actually see it very rarely. Like Castlevania, for instance. Like you would think you would like get your hearts back if you catch the boomerang.
Yeah, I used to think that.
Don't. Yeah, and I always like forget like, oh, this game does it. I can't even think of a game off the top of my head that does give you the boomerang back. But I know that there is some games that do that. I just can't think of an example off the top of my head.
Oh. Frank Stress was like, why only one song? I'm guessing you're talking about like why there's only one piece of music in this game.
Maybe
I can turn down the audio if you want me to. If it's too obnoxious, I'm more than happy to turn it down.
Well, there's 367 people listening to the Karnov music right now, which is probably more people than have simultaneously listened to the Karnov music simultaneously in like 20 years.
I wonder if I can get that flame that's up there.
Maybe 30 years.
Ugh. You can get your... I know that you can get your ladder back for sure. I want to know what that flame is up there, and there's a ladder right around here too. If I can...
I thought you were going to dip switch to easy.
Well, I want to see if I can how I can do here.
I'm curious if
how much
anything would happen if you well, yeah, I'm curious about that, but I'm curious if anything what would happen if you hit the dip switch while the game was on, unless that's like potentially dangerous.
I don't know.
Does anyone like Smoke Monster know if that's okay to do? Or does he know what would happen?
Oh, look at this.
Oh man, got a cache up there.
Oops. There we go.
Oh man, look at those speedy pants.
I know.
What is your preferred daily method of playing 240p games? RGB to PVM or RGB OSS?
Give me back the ladder. There we go.
4K TV.
I left the ladder. Whoops. Oh well. Oh geez. Run! Oh, there's conveyor belts. There's conveyor belts in the Karnov world. Conveyor belts exist in the Karnov world.
Oh, Karnov's a little more steampunk than I thought. Then.
Okay. Let's see if I can do that again.
Normally I play OSSC on the 4K TV, but I'm actually kind of like starting to hatch a plan to separate my analog systems and my HDMI systems. You know, like actually put the analog stuff like in its own dedicated space upstairs. And in that situation, the PVMs would kind of take center stage. But I would like to still have an OSSC viewing option there, other than just for capture. I mean, obviously the OSSC would be used for capture in that scenario. But I would probably mostly play on the PVMs. At least that's my thinking. I would get a lot better use out of them setting up like that. I don't know. The color looks really good on the OSSC, on the OLED.
I'm not sure if I can show my... if you want to see my, like, someone's asking, like, how do I have the PCB set up? I can show that, probably. I can probably hook up my camera to an HDMI input. See if that can work. I will show that right now, and I will flip the dip switch. Okay, so just give me a minute, and I'll show how I have it set up.
See it. Do we recommend OLED TVs for gaming? Yeah, I mean, I've not had problems with burn-in. I mean, you will likely see some temporary image retention. Like, it's easy to see on the Xbox One dashboard, the Switch dashboard. I mean, I try to be conscious about not just, like, leaving the game on a still screen and, like, walking away for 20 minutes or something. But, you know, I don't have any permanent burn-in. I mean, you know, I've definitely heard stories of people getting burn-in like right away. And I've heard, I don't know if this is true, but I've heard that like maybe there's like a break-in period, and maybe you should like have a wider variety of content on your OLED during the first X number of hours. Yeah, Frank Shaw. I remember Mobius Strip Tech saying that. Frank Schlosser saying that the you know the Christmas fireplace thing apparently got his OLED after a fairly short period.
So I can hear you. I need to rearrange my microphone so that I can talk. You might have to reiterate certain things.
But I mean, I think, you know, in general, it's not like a super common occurrence. I mean, you know, I mean, every once in a while you'll hear a horror story, and that's what people will remember. But I mean, I think it's been fine. I mean, I played lots of retro games on them, lots of games with, you know, I mean, the very first game that I played all the way through, well, most of the way through, because Final Fantasy XII: The Zodiac Age came out the day before my OLED TV arrived, and so I played like the first, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours of it on my old TV, and then I played the rest of the game on my OLED. And, you know, that game has a lot of static elements because it's got the party list, for example, just like sitting there, you know, all throughout an area. And no problem.
Just give me a second. I'm almost done. I don't see any dip switches on this thing.
We have not used the Mega SD yet, but we hope to mess with one soon.
Oh, that's not like I did.
What's that background?
What background?
There was a weird background. What is that? Is that your camera?
Yeah, hang on. I don't know why it's showing up weird, but just give me a second.
Oh. It's like night vision.
I can do that. It's 1080i right now. If I go back 1080p, is it going to work fine?
I mean, you can't tell it's 1080.
I just need to go to a different input and then back.
This is like this is like the start of a found footage movie.
Yeah.
You
know what? Let's do this.
Could you imagine Karnov as like the slasher from a movie?
The Karnov.
The Karnov. Was there echo from Corey's camera?
There's not. Hang on. There probably is actually. Now that I think about it, there might be echo from my camera.
Yeah, there is mad echo. Well, it's apparently sorted now, but I bet as soon as the camera comes back.
Hang on. That's something. There we go. How's the echo now?
I mean, I'm seeing levels on the camera LCD itself.
I can probably do this. Hang on.
Man, that handheld footage is so smooth. So jealous of it. Oh, we got a $9.99 from Scott Davis. Thank you.
Thank you.
Saying difficulty levels, Carnovis and Carnivore. Hope you all survived the heat wave. By the way, did you guys get those game bundle care packages? Have a good stream. Yes, the ones from a couple months ago, right? Yep, we definitely did. Thank you.
Okay, so I can
very much appreciated.
A little low light. Sorry, I'm trying now.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
So as you see, I don't know if people can hear me at all. I don't know how I sound, but yeah. So there's the. Let me actually. Okay.
It's kind of hard. Like it's hard to see the board itself.
Hang on. No, I'll just crank up the ISO then. Should be okay.
There
now,
you
right?
go. Don't forget to turn that back down.
Yeah, well, it just resets. And that's how you know
Man,
it's
so
legit.
many chips.
Oh,
so
there's the
many.
chip switches. Yeah, I mean, look at this thing.
What are those little red things?
Those? Sorry, let me turn that over.
Are they like jumpers or something?
Maybe.
Apparently the red things are resistor arrays.
So there's two sets of jumpers. I don't know if Smoke Monster's still in the chat. Does he know which one? It's number 8 on one of them. Should it be up or on or off?
Or I think he said 8 was an invincibility mode.
Oh, is he still in the chat?
I don't know.
Okay, so for those wondering, like
8 on bank 1 to on.
now that should be easy mode, or that's invincibility.
Yes.
Because I don't want to be
I don't
with
know.
invincibility. That's no fun.
Or 5 and 6 on bank 2 to off. Okay, I think bank 1 is invincibility. Bank 2 is easy mode.
Okay, well, what do I got to change on bank 2?
5 and 6 on bank 2 to off.
Okay, so only 6 was on. So everything is on. Okay, for those wondering, like how I had it set up, so I just have the hasses in here. And it's tiny. I mean, it's very small.
Yeah, I mean, it's like,
but I just have
it looks maybe a little bigger than OSSC.
Yes. So I have the extension in there, and it just kind of goes through the back and out through the top. So I gotta put my PCBs up here. But if I take out that, let me set this down for a second. If I take that out, like the real way it's like it's meant to work. I don't know, you can see it though. So it's really just goes onto the board like that. You know, I have my video up with. There's multiple different boards that can come out that can be attached to this thing. I found that using the VGA output or the RGB, the HD15 output gave me the best results.
So that goes to SCART?
That actually goes into this thing right now. It's my the VGA or VGA audio switcher that I have. Goes into that,
okay.
and then that out goes into a D sub to BNC into my Extron, and then the Extron goes out to the OSSC. Ridiculous, but it gives me the best results. And the OSSC was struggling with like the refresh in certain games if I was just going straight in with SCART, but I found that doing it this way made it like rock solid with everything, like the compatibility. Really quick. We got 2 99-cent donations from Justin McNally. Thank you. Thank you. Just real quick, I just have now that I have the G comp, it's in here now. It's the G comp.
Yeah, I've actually got mine game as well. I haven't hooked mine up yet, but
let me plug this back in and I'll get back.
It's not as gigantic as I thought it would be, which is nice.
Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised by the size of it. I expected it to be bigger than the G-SCART. Okay, so I have in bank 2. Was it bank 2 I gotta turn?
Bank 2, flip 5 and 6 off is what he said.
Flip 5 and 6 off to make it easy mode?
Yeah. That's what he said. Or at least that's how I interpreted what he said.
Because they've been off the whole time.
No, you said one of them was on.
I was looking at the wrong one. Now that I just kind of double checked.
I don't know.
Because look at that's bank 2 right there. And it's bank 1. Didn't get any confirmation from anybody in the chat. Again, if not, I'll give it another shot. Maybe I switched something and I forgot I did it already. Sorry if this is giving you motion sickness.
No, it's fine. In the meantime, while I'm waiting for an answer, someone said something about they heard that the GameCube Game Boy player handles audio in a digital/analog way that's worse. It's not something I ever noticed. That's something I never really even occurred to me to do, would be like an audio comparison between the Game Boy interface. Smoke Monster says, I guess that was easy. What? No. Are you sure it's not just reverse? Why don't you just flip 5 and 6 up then? I think you said that you had one of them was on. Are you sure?
I looked at the wrong one. Okay, I'll turn 5 and 6. So they have to be off. I'm just gonna see what happens. We'll try it. We'll try it and see what happens. Okay.
Peter Panda donated $2, saying, "I just want to say I love your channel." Well, thank you.
Thanks. Okay. We're gonna. All right. Well. Let's try it again.
Oh, I think someone also wanted to see what controller you were using, but
I'm just using a PlayStation 1. Sorry.
Yeah, you're just using a PlayStation controller with a converter from Neo Geo. Smoke Monster said, "Oh, they had the banks backwards then? That should have rotated your screen if it were B1?" So did you change anything or not then?
Okay, so bank 1 needs to be what? You're saying bank 1, 5 and 6 should be off?
And then what about bank 2? Does it matter? Did you set bank 1, 5, and 6 to off?
No. 6 is on right now, because that's what it was before. Let me take a look here. I see the link here. Okay. No die mode. Okay, so turning 6 should flip the screen, but I wonder if it means by flip screen, if I turn that off, if it would be in a vertical. Hang on, let me try that. Yeah, so the screen is flipped. Okay, so hang on. Okay, so that cannot be easy mode.
What do you mean? What can't be easy mode?
Well, it's saying both of them off for easy mode. 5 and 6, 5 on, 6 off is normal. Hard, off and on, and very hard. I mean, I could put them both on, see what the difference is. Let's put them both on, see. Let's see what very hard mode is like. I mean, not just hard mode, but very hard.
Wait, so you think you were on hard mode? I'm still unclear.
No, I think I was on easy mode.
You think you were? Yeah. There's no way.
Well, you know what? Sit down, and I forgot to turn the game on. If that's the case, then let's see how crazy very hard is. Because why not? Right?
Well, maybe it's messed up, and maybe it actually makes it.
Maybe it's in reverse. I guess we're gonna see.
Yeah.
Huh?
Well, it's kind of like. Did you know that?
Okay. So yeah. Okay. I think it's.
You think what?
Yeah. Okay. Bank 2 switches 5 and 6 off easy. Yeah. I mean, they were both off before, so now I just turn them both on because I'm strangely curious just to see how much more difficult very hard is. Yeah, everyone's moving faster.
Oh wow, that thing throws like an insane amount of boulders.
I know. It's like, it's so many that I don't think you can actually get them all. Even with rapid fire. Wait, okay, so, okay. Easy on, easy. 5 on, 6 off. Are you reading that someplace else? So 5 on, 6 off. Is what I'm
Try
seeing.
it.
Yeah, let's try it.
Whoa, is that a semi-lucky donation there? we got 1777 from Seven Kurgan. Thank you. Wow. You guys recall what was the first game you played in 480p? Also, where you first read or heard about using component cables for better image quality? Probably IGN. I mean, IGN was definitely my main go-to website back in the day. Like I liked how it was like kind of like divided up into like Nintendo and PlayStation sections and stuff, and you had like dedicated Nintendo editors, dedicated PlayStation and Xbox editors. I kind of liked that setup for whatever reason. I know I remember reading about component cables there, and I remember reading like the first description I'd ever heard of interlacing there. Like they explained it as like Venetian blinds, and so that was kind of my first understanding of that. But the first game I ever played with component cables. Well, I got my HD CRT in the summer of 2004, and I got PlayStation component cables at the store, but I didn't play any 480p games. I don't even know if I knew you could do 480p on some PS2 games. I may have not owned it. They could do 480p. GameCube. You know, my go-to test game on the GameCube these days is Super Mario Sunshine. I just really like the look of that game. I don't know if that would have been it back then. I definitely remember replaying Prince of Persia: Sands of Time, which is not like the best looking 480p implementation. It's kind of a pretty dithered looking game, if I recall. But I definitely remember like playing that pretty early on after I got my component cables. Or, it might have been Star Fox Adventures. I remember because that, was, very impressive looking GameCube game at the time. Very possibly Star Fox Adventures. But, at the time, like, I really liked how component looked, but I didn't understand that my TV was de-interlacing, that HD CRT. And so, like, I couldn't really tell the difference between 480p and 480i for a long time. I was really confused about it. Because I guess something kind of interesting, I really only played that generation of consoles on like a traditional television for a fairly short period of time before I went to college, and I bought this like S-video to VGA box so that I wouldn't have to bring a TV to take up dorm room space. So I would only need to bring my computer monitor, and that thing did de-interlacing, which again, I didn't understand at the time. And like my TV was like this really crappy RCA TV. Like, I knew it did like this flicker thing, but like I didn't really understand interlacing. Certainly didn't know anything about 240p. You know, that was stuff that I started to understand that generation, but I did not know about 240p until much later.
We had a $2 donation from Jumata as well. Thank you. It was a little while ago, but he also asked.
Oh yeah. I see. Saying thank you for today's great video. Well, thank you for saying so.
But he's also asking, do you think
knowing all the idiosyncrasies of video quality is a blessing or a curse? I think it's a blessing.
Look at him climb. He does climb.
Look how he climbs. Look at him go.
He gets it done. He just does what he needs to do, I guess, right?
He's Karnov, man.
Just that frame of animation is pretty great.
Yeah, I think that should be your new backloggery icon.
My new Twitter icon, maybe.
But yeah, I mean, I think overall, like knowing about video quality, like, I don't know. I feel like if I didn't understand, like, I don't know. Like, sometimes when people just, like, can't see certain things about or they don't care about certain things about, like, I mean, I get that. But at the same time, I'm also kind of like, how can you not see? But I guess the other thing for me is, like, I am fascinated by video quality, and I'm always, like, trying to get better
I bet I can
video quality.
I bet this works.
In the long run, in a lot of ways, I'm actually not that picky. Like,
I could have been doing this the whole time.
I can enjoy and appreciate composite video is kind of this nostalgic thing in a way. Although I was testing a CRT that I hadn't used in a few years. It had actually been in the unfinished space of my house, which is not like a good, not temperature controlled place to be storing something like that. But I mean, I didn't want to get rid of it, but I didn't have room anywhere else in the house to really store it. But I was like kind of testing it out with my PlayStation. And I was like, maybe I'll play some Ape Escape and Composite.
I don't think that this is
on here. And then I was kind of like, oof.
I think I was playing easy before.
You think?
I mean, this might be a little. This might be easy. I don't know. I was probably playing normal before. If there's any difference, I was playing normal.
So I was like, oof, this composite looks pretty rough.
Where is this guy coming from?
So I switched
Is he chasing me from the very beginning of the level?
Maybe so.
Sorry.
So I switched to playing with S-Video. It looked much nicer, needless to say. But yeah, I mean, you know, if I was, you know, stuck in a house with nothing but composite video for a year, like, I'd get back. It wouldn't hinder my enjoyment of the games, but I'm still, like, given the ability to get better video quality, like, I don't know. I enjoy that. I like getting better quality. I like comparing various methods, but at the end of the day, I'll play whatever.
Look at I just wrecked that guy.
So do you think you're getting better?
I'm just getting better, I think. I think it is actually like I'm not playing on normal now.
You think it's harder now?
It could be. I'm just been through it so many times. Not as big of a deal.
How much did you pay for your CRT? Well, I mean...
Which one? I mean...
Yeah. I mean, I've got, you know, a CRT that I bought in 2005. You know, a Toshiba, a flat Toshiba that's pretty good looking. You know, I don't remember what that cost back then. But, you know, a lot of the ones that I've got were either, you know, free from work, you know, things that would have been thrown away, or, you know, $5 at a thrift store, or in the case of the PVMs, you know, those have ranged from, I think, as little as $40 to $100 to can't remember what I paid for my 20L5 exactly, but it was maybe $250, $300. I can't remember, but it was definitely worth getting. I mean, I had to have
the 40p.
I had to have it. I had to have the capability to run 480p on a CRT just for, you know, the show.
How am I supposed to do that?
Felt it was important. But you can probably stand on that volcano before it shoots the one out from the ceiling.
The speed.
You get a 20L5, I mean, you just gotta search for them. I mean, there's no source. Mine actually was shipped from California. You know, the guy did cut me a good deal on it. But
I was just lucky, and I got. It was,
yours was free.
Yeah, it was on a hand truck on its way out to garbage at a TV station, and my friend Ricky called and said, "Hey, these CRTs are on their way out," and that's what I'm playing on right now.
You know, working on the documentary series that I'm working on now. You know, I listening to the interview we did with Jose Cruz. You know, who does a lot of CRT repair and RGB mods on CRTs. You know, I mean, obviously Jose is, you know, quite far away. I'd love for him to work on some of my CRTs, but, you know, if ever I had the opportunity, it's definitely got me thinking a lot about, you know, it would be nice to get some of my CRTs recapped, you know, maybe at least one consumer CRT RGB modded, you know, because something that Bob says in one of his sound bites is, you know, we can make these things last even longer than, you know, the parts that came with them from the factory, because, you know, sometimes the components were cheaped out on. We got...
Why? I couldn't get that little guy. This is so stupid.
Got $2 from I guess I know we've had to say your name before. I think it's
Warren Hokie.
Warren Hokie. That's what I'm going to go with. Love the GBA episode. Keep up the great content. Thank you. We will do so.
So I got for the next episode that I'm gonna do, the next episode. I'm gonna do something like a little bit lighter. My mom's coming to visit, so I'm gonna have a hard time like really working on a lot of stuff during this time. So I'm gonna try and do something a little quicker, and it's gonna be kind of a throwback, I guess. I'm gonna go back to the Sega Ages 2500 series and look at a few more volumes of that, which is a series that has not been updated in. It'll be like two years.
I mean, I don't think you should act like shy about doing something simple like that. I think a lot of people want to see that, you know?
Yeah,
People
I mean,
ask about it, like, where's the next part?
it's different because I think that, you know, that's it's a little bit different than, I guess, like what people that have probably subscribed to us since then are used to seeing. And you see, you know, especially if you like kind of look at that video, it doesn't have nearly as much views, but I'm looking forward to doing it. It's just something that I can
Yeah, I mean,
do
it's
kind of
fine.
casually.
I mean,
You know, I like my mom's coming on Saturday, so ideally I'd like to be very close to finishing with the episode by the time she gets here. That'll be out in 2 weeks from today. But I just need.
that's the plan anyway.
Yeah, that is the plan.
How did I trust my 20L5 seller? Well, I'm pretty sure he came to us, if I remember, like as a viewer of the show, just saying like, hey, I've got these if one of you guys needs one. And, you know, he showed me photos of all of them powered on. And he showed me, you know, photos of like cosmetic condition that each one was in. And he, you know, kind of gave me a description of like, you know, which ones he thought had the best picture, which I think they were basically equal, you know, and, you know, so he kind of let me pick one. And, you know, amazingly enough, it shipped from California without any problem. And he cut me a good deal, and I just felt like, you know, this is, you know, I can't count on opportunity like this coming by again. The one thing I will say about the 20L5, though, compared to like a model that does not do 480p,
How do I even avoid that?
like if 480p on a PVM is not that important to you, I actually feel like 480i looks a lot better on like cheaper models, because there's like, I've shown it in the PS2 episode before, but like if you know, you look at my two fingers here and imagine that's like one pair of scan lines that are alternating, and then my other pair of fingers is another pair of scan lines alternating.
Why?
They're like,
Why can't I get that guy?
there's a space between them. There's like extra space because it's like so high pitched that like the scan line pairs don't even bump up to each other. So like lower fidelity units like the medical monitors and things like that, like their scan line pairs actually like bump up to each other. So I think the picture looks more contiguous, is how I would put it, on the slightly lower fidelity EVMs, which still look incredible. What?
I just like did something so stupid. I was like waiting for this guy to come off the side of the screen, and I like shorted my jump too much, so that I just like fell directly down into that pit.
People are saying that me demonstrating the interlacing is the MLiG gang sign. I can go for an interlacing demonstration. Be the MLiG gang sign.
Stay away from me! No! Finally. I think I just hit a checkpoint.
Someone also said I need to get on my next Rare After Nintendo episode. That is Viva Pinata, which I feel intimidated by, because I think it'll be a bit of a time sink, I think, getting through that. But a genre I'm less excited about. I've actually played a few hours of it.
Get that map.
Oh, you beat a level.
Now we're on the level 5. Scene 5, sorry. Oh, it's a swimming level. He just happens to have.
I remember this level from the NES version.
Just like,
I bought 2 DS lights and both were defective in some way. You know, I had the worst luck with LCD screens for, you know, a certain period of time. The first Game Boy Advance SP I bought at launch day had a dead pixel. And for whatever reason, I just like accepted it. Like, it was like on the far edge of the screen, so it wasn't like as bad as it could have been. I don't know why. I just I hated it. It drove me nuts. I don't know why I was okay with it. I mean, I wasn't okay with it, but I just I didn't try to get my money back. I guess because I thought maybe I couldn't. I don't know. And then when the DS Lite came out. Actually, hold on. Did I have one on the original DS? I think I did. I think I had one on the original DS. And I actually decided to hold on to it for, you know, close to a year. The amount of time that, you know, the warranty was good for, the manufacturer's warranty. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna hold on to this. And because I remember now, I was gonna take it back to EB, and this was launch day. They didn't have any more units. So I was like, okay. I think it was again really far to the side. And I think you could only see it on certain colors, so it wasn't as bad. And I was like, okay, I'm going to hold on to this until just under a year. And then whatever wear and tears on the system, because I was kind of concerned about the touchscreen, I'll get a fresh DS from Nintendo under the manufacturer's warranty. And it worked. They gave me a fresh, I mean, I don't know if it was a refurb, but it was as good as new DS. I can't remember if I had a dead pixel on the DS Lite. I know I had 2 dead pixels on the first PSP that I got maybe 2 weeks after launch was when I got my first PSP. There were 2 dead pixels. Just black dead pixels.
Okay.
And
pretty intense,
then I got another one. And then I think that was the last time that I had dead pixels. I think that was the last time. You know, when I was watching, I'd be curious if anyone in the chat
should use my boomerang on that part.
Had this experience as well, but toward the end of Stranger Things season 3, there were a few scenes where there was a dead pixel, and it was only in certain scenes, and would every time the camera would cut back to a certain shot, it would be there.
So it was probably just in the camera.
Yeah, but I couldn't believe it wasn't fixed. I'm curious if anyone else saw that.
I'm sure, but I mean, it's, it happens.
I tried to Google for it. White pixel Stranger Things season 3, and
no one's ever known.
I don't know. No one commented on it, but I saw it and I was kind of worried, and then it went away on other scenes, and it's it's definitely not there. There's nothing wrong with my TV. But
this is actually pretty fun, just how ridiculous this is right now.
I missed a
donation. There's a 777 from the guy.
Yeah, Seven Kirkhead. I appreciate your thematic donations. Thank you.
I can't get away from that stuff. Okay.
He says, my first 480p game was Guilty Gear X2 for PS2. Bought my HD CRT in 2004, so same time I did. I knew about component before I knew about S-Video. Before used RF, I was kind of a similar situation. I jumped from RF to that S-Video to VGA scaler that I used on my monitor. And I think that's, at the time, again, I didn't understand anything about interlacing, de-interlacing. And, the fact that, like, scan lines were not very prominent on my RF setup on my, crappy RCA TV. Like, I feel like that's a big part of why, like, scan lines just are not this, like, I appreciate them, I enjoy them, I like taking close-up shots of them off of CRTs, but they aren't, like, this thing that I'm just, like, gotta have. Like, it's not like, oh, it doesn't look retro to me if it doesn't have scan lines. So I kind of had a weird trajectory with screen technology as well, I guess. Also, Sheepy Tina is extremely excited for more Sega Ages. So there's at least one vote.
Well, that's it's I put it off for a long time, so
I think it's gonna feel good to not get rid of, but to
resume it.
Yeah, because it always feels like these things that we plan to resume, like we have the best of intentions, and then it just like never happens. Like I'm already nervous about like, oh no, are we gonna finish the saves episodes? But the scripts for those are like half written or more.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, they're further along. Yeah, more than that, I think.
I was feeling really intimidated as I was getting deeper into that memory card script because it was like starting to get into a lot of things. It's like I'm not as sure about this. And
yeah, well, it's
I was trying to find my PS2, my PS1, PS2 to PS3 adapter, and I don't know where it is. It's somewhere. So I was like, I need to test this, and I don't remember this aspect of it. Couldn't find it. It's somewhere.
I'm just trying to utilize the slowdown. It's like helps out a little bit.
Am I going to do Viva Pinata together or just focus on the original? If I'm not mistaken, they are actually consecutive releases for Rare on the 360. Let me double check that.
I tried to take him out, but I thought I was going to be out of his range.
Year of release.
Yeah, the Monster World videos, it's definitely going to happen. It's just that... Listen, to be honest, like once Try is done with this this mini-series, like I think that releases we're going to be able to get ahead of everything. I mean, considering that this GBA Consolizer episode, really, if we were both doing working the full time like we were,
it would have been nothing.
Yeah, we would have been finished with it by probably Wednesday.
Probably. I mean, we probably could. It could have been finished within maybe. It could have been finished within a week of starting to write the script. To be honest, it could have, without overworking necessarily.
Yeah. So that's kind of the thing, I think that once he finishes with the miniseries, we're gonna be in a really good place. Oh.
So I'm looking it up. Viva Pinata came out in 2006. And then there was Diddy Kong Racing DS, which I would skip over at least for now, because I'm really only focusing on the Microsoft stuff. I do have interest in maybe doing the DS and Game Boy Advance Rare games.
shoot.
Like maybe in one episode or something like that. At some point. So I'd probably skip over Diddy Kong Racing DS. But then there's Jetpack Refueled, which is Xbox Live Arcade. Although I believe that's on Rare Replay.
Yes.
And then there's Viva Pinata Trouble in Paradise. So it's like consecutive physical releases. Maybe I would have like maybe I would, what I would probably do is I would have one episode on both Viva Pinata games and probably have like an intermission in the middle with Jetpack Refueled.
That could be fun. That's a fun way to do it.
Yeah. But then like after that, it's really only Banjo-Kazooie nuts and bolts until you get into like the Kinect Sports stuff.
Yeah.
Like obviously it's like a ways off, but my idea, like originally I was thinking I wouldn't do the Kinect games, but I feel like that's like a Game Day collab just waiting to happen. I feel like that would be fun.
I want to see what's up here. Oh, there's a lot of caves up there.
But that would be a ways off, no doubt. I'm just worried that Viva Pinata is going to take a really long time to play through 2 games.
Maybe you really like it though.
I might. I mean, I played like 4 hours of it before.
So you kind of know what you're getting into with it.
Because I was asked to on a Backloggery stream. To be honest, like I can't really remember how I even really felt about it.
Well, if you don't remember how you felt about it, that tells me exactly how you felt about it.
What do you mean?
If you don't remember how you felt about it, you didn't feel much.
I guess. But it's also like, it's sort of hard to gauge in the context of a stream as well. I mean, maybe it would make more of an impression if I wasn't like, you know.
Yeah.
It's definitely a weird game to play on a stream, you know? But I know those games definitely have their fans.
I can kill both of those T-Rex at the same time.
Have you done it?
No, but I know that I can. I'm amazed at the amount of people that that tuned in for this stream, though.
That is pretty crazy. I think there's more interesting, you know, watching you flail around endlessly in Arcade Karnov than there was in Umihara Kawase last week.
Oh, there's still a lot of people watching last week too.
You know, it's actually sitting right here. I haven't opened it yet, and I don't know if I will. But this is pretty annoying. So I finally bought a PlayStation Classic just to have, because, you know, it was $20. It was $20 on Prime Day or whatever the heck they call it.
It's like
but everywhere,
it's like a trap.
Everywhere price matched it. But I was just like, I thought like, I could get it at Best Buy. But then I thought, the PlayStation Classic is not worth the effort of going to the store. I'll just get it on Amazon. Well, it shows up
like that,
like with no shipping box. Like all the shipping labels are applied directly to the box. It just came through the mail like this. So it's like dirty. It's not like super beat up, but it's a little beat up. It's really dirty. It's got the labels on. I don't know if they're going to come off cleanly. And that's... So it's like, now I feel really stupid. I can just go get it at Best Buy or Target or something. But like, and I, you know, got on a customer support chat with Amazon. And you know, they offered a refund.
Like, you cannot. The way that it's set up. It's like you have to just try, so you know the way to kill these things with exactly one way. Because they let loose this flurry of bullets. If you don't do it that one way, that is impossible to avoid.
But anyway, Amazon doesn't even have PlayStation Classics like directly sold anymore. So that deal must have wiped their stock. And you know,
well, I think Cheesemeister in the chat just says that the Amazon workers were on strike during that day.
Yeah. So I mean that probably impacted, you know, it coming in a compromised condition. You know, so obviously I made the wrong choice going with Amazon. I was just like, I just need to own this thing, you know, but I didn't want to pay much money for it. And now I feel kind of stupid about it. And so they'll only offer a refund. I'm like, I don't want a refund. I want a replacement. I don't know. Like, I've thought about maybe I'll just get one at Best Buy and then get a refund on this one, but I don't even know if that's worth the effort for a PlayStation Classic. Like, I don't really care that the box was beat up that much, but like the only reason I even got it is practically is like a collectible. I mean, because the thing is obviously junk. So like it's, you know, like the box was like half the value.
The birds are still flying around. I knew I could take those guys out.
You did it.
The whole town awaits my arrival. That's what it said. Can I go inside there? I cannot go inside. Yeah, the whole town awaits to attack me. And one stray bullet, I'm dodging everything perfectly, and then there's like the only thing on screen is just one bullet coming towards me. It's impossible to avoid. I don't know. Look at all those guys. They're just like waiting to chop at me with their 2 frames of animation. We're going like way over, but I feel like I progressed pretty significantly.
I feel like your skills have evolved. I mean, maybe it really is easy.
No, I don't think it is.
I'm pretty surprised how close the NES version is, though. Like, I mean, the level design is pretty similar from my memory.
Stay away from me. That's close. I think I just gotta... Oh, I bet you that's the boss, too, right there. Well, maybe not. I think I heard a noise that means that I got a checkpoint. No? I mean, that might have been a boss. There might be no... If we're doubling up on the enemies, or on the boss enemies, then it's very possible.
I can't remember. I feel like this level might have been Medusa boss, but I can't remember. Of course, the arcade could be different on bosses.
This freaking...
I can see them being more likely to recycle bosses on the NES.
Come on. I had it there, too.
I am quite impressed with your progress. Is there such a thing as like? I mean, I would imagine not. But there's no such thing as like codes in an arcade game, is there?
I'm
Like,
sure there is.
level select code.
Probably not level select codes, but
I was gonna say, you know, it'd be pretty cool if you could like, you know, if you don't make it, if you could actually continue. There's no codes or secrets or whatever they call the section on Game Facts for Karnov Arcade.
yeah, I mean, they clearly just like, they really just wanted your money with this one. Jeez, these guys. Look at those stupid fish. I think it's actually more fun just kind of seeing how stupid it gets. I mean, I feel like that's got to be the boss of the level. Like, this is going to be a real short level.
I'm gonna look. There are 9 scenes, though.
I know.
We're on scene 6. After the owls prepare for the boss. Does that sound right?
I don't know.
It says you will have to tangle with 2 scorpion women to finish this scene.
No, that doesn't sound. What?
I'm reading this in my head. I'm reading the instructions in this guide and the
like
and
a
the game player's game
with
tape.
like a Russian. Oh, I thought it was like gonna be like with a Karnov like Russian accent.
No, I'm reading this with the game player's game tape voice in my head. You will now have to battle 2 boss mermen. After you take them out, large flying demons will attack.
Well, that's what's happening. I'm fighting the mermen.
After the green hooded creatures attack, use the ladder to collect the wings. Not that I'm trying to imitate the voice. I can't.
Alright, well, here we go. We're gonna try this again now. Why did I jump? I had it right there. There's the stupid tigers, but listen, I think I can. I want to see if I get a checkpoint.
Yeah, those are not scorpion women.
I know.
So this is definitely not the boss of the level. But there's a checkpoint after.
Yeah. At least when you continue, you start at the checkpoint. Dang it.
Can you remember how continues worked in the NES game? I don't think they dropped you at a checkpoint.
They are green lions. What is that? Is that from the Green Lion? Is that from the Last Dragon?
Are you thinking of the Ghost Lion?
No. No, I might be thinking of. Might be a Big Trouble in Little China thing. What was like the name of the brothel they had?
I don't remember. I rewatched that not that long ago.
Yeah. I'm very excited. It's on the Voodoo account if you when you want to watch it. But
I think that's where I watched it.
No, I'm talking about our friend Joey also like uses the same account and buys things for it occasionally, and he bought the Alita Battle Angel.
Oh, okay.
Which I've wanted to see. I've heard it's very good.
You did it.
I did it. You just gotta duck. I'm getting ready to tangle with 2 scorpion ladies, though. Oh, but the knives can get ya.
It's so funny, just like he goes like, "Ooh," with his arms in the air, like when he gets hit.
The white tiger is the place, yes, from Big Trouble in Little China. Not quite the green lion, but it's like the same idea. Ooh, look at those owls. They explode, that's great.
Exploding out.
They explode in the... Well, this is terrifying. Like, what do I even do here?
Maybe they don't explode unless you hit them. Maybe they won't do anything if you don't.
Come on, they're gonna do something.
You don't provoke them. They're just there to be in your way. See, it's fine.
Dead.
Oh.
This is I guess it's not that hard. I just didn't know if they're all gonna come after me.
What is that thing that shoots that fire at you anyway?
Oh, but there's the two ladies, and you get 2 big power-ups before. That shouldn't be that hard, really.
Yeah. The moral of this whole story is that poor Karnov never stood a chance. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, this lead up to the boss isn't that hard. It's just kind of tedious.
Right.
Exploding owls.
Yeah, well, you know what? Why not? You gotta jump in certain spots to get the power-ups, though. It's really not. Like, those things are just up there. They don't even do anything. Like, what is there to be afraid of with those things? Nothing.
I don't know. They do look creepy.
They do, but they're not. You're not in danger of getting attacked by them.
Well, maybe there might be like hidden power-ups up there if you had like a ladder or something.
Right, but honestly, like, is anyone ever going to be good enough at this game to get to that point?
No. If they're that good, they don't need anything. It's up there anyway. Yeah, you're just like spewing fire. I feel like they might not be. Yeah.
Oh. Got it.
Ooh.
I was getting chased.
You know, I feel like they might only be vulnerable like when they're like up and attacking. I remember being confused about in the NES game.
Beyond the pyramids lie the treasure. I feel like it sounds almost
I
like
do remember being confused.
Oh, we got a.
Oh, 5 euros from Milos Korin. I'm sure I butchered that name. Will there be a video that goes over from 0 to a nice retro-ready setup? Focus on scalar decision TV peripherals and extras rather than systems. I mean, that's.
I can't believe Jeremy is like stuck around this whole time.
I mean, that's an interesting idea. I mean, I guess in some ways in my head, like that's kind of covered, but you know, so I've got this unfinished. I can't remember if I said this last week or not, but I've got this unfinished.
There's just like there's like a random gator inside.
That I think, you know, I think my dad and I are going to, you know, kind of work together to, you know, finish it, and turn it into a retro.
But like an office, really, you know, honestly.
Well, kind of an office, but the office is going to be the room on the other side of the wall that, you know, already exists as a finished room. But the reason the computer desk will be there is because the analog systems will be, you know, in that room. So that will basically be a dedicated analog console room. So, I mean, I've thought about documenting the process to some extent, and you know, originally I was thinking just using them as like Patreon video logs or something, but I don't know, maybe there could be value in making a video out of it. I mean, it would definitely be a different sort of video, but I mean, maybe it'd be fun.
Like, I don't even understand how you're supposed to even do that. Like, how do you fight that thing?
Well, maybe you gotta wait for the first wave of fire to pass before you launch your attack.
Yeah.
Never noticed dithering on Dreamcast until these two pointed it out.
Yeah, well, you even see it on the boot up screen, like with the DC HDMI.
True. Just that plain white
background. Only around the letters though. It's like not even across the whole screen.
You know, speaking of dithering though, there were a lot of interesting comments. I mean, I feel like more comments than usual. You know, remarking on dithering with the Hacks episode.
Well, people were just like, you know, "Why can't? Can you?" Like, once I was like, "Can you imagine, like, caring about this?"
Caring about what?
About the comment was, "Can you imagine caring about dithering?"
I don't remember that one, but no, there were several comments saying like, "I literally."
I want to jump over that.
I literally can't see the difference. Like I've looked and looked and I don't see the difference in these pictures. And like occasionally there was like a reply from someone that would say, you know, maybe you have color blindness. You should get that checked out. And you know, one or two of the people respond like, hey, maybe you're right. But I mean, you know. Not that I really have any concept of what color blindness is like,
when
but
you shoot at him.
I can't figure out though how.
I wonder if that would work.
I can't figure out how any form of color blindness would make it so you couldn't see dithering, because like dithering is also it's like a luminance difference usually too.
I'm gonna get someone joining our Patreon.
I feel like you know, if you connected dithering to a very high quality black and white TV, you would still see the dithering. So I don't know.
Oh, God, I can't.
Have we tried retro gaming cables component for Dreamcast? I haven't. You haven't, have you?
I haven't yet. No.
I
think I can get up. I think I can jump that.
I'm also. Yeah, I'm really curious to try the SCART 480p cable.
Yeah.
That Retro Console Accessories and Dan Kuntz made. I really want to get one of those. Like I don't have an HDMI mod for Dreamcast yet, and I want one, but since you have one, I guess it's not necessarily like a huge priority for me to get one right now. So I kind of, in the interim, I kind of just want to get that. Because
what just hit me there?
I think that fireball went through you.
I'm trying to avoid this whole thing. I'm pretty sure I can go over the top.
Mirror says they're using the Dreamcast SCART for retro access. Yeah, I've been meaning to get that. I think when I was thinking about it, it was like right before the Cincy Classic convention,
right?
And I think the shop was closed at the time. I've been meaning to go back and take a look.
I wonder if I can even jump over that. That's got to be an option. You can skip that. I know you can. I know you can go around the top of it.
We talk about SCART so much because we've got upscalers that use SCART. So I mean, many of the consoles can use. I mean, SCART is just a connection. It has nothing to do with PAL. It's just it's just taking RGB video. I mean, SCART can also carry like composite video, RS video, component video. It's just a connector. It's just a means of getting RGB from the systems. So, we use SCART cables and SCART switchers, which are actually sold in America by Super G. For this very purpose, because SCART has caught on in the retro game scene. And devices like the OSFC can use SCART directly. You can use SCART with just an adapter to a mini DIN with the FrameMeister, stuff like that.
Yeah, $5 donation from Craig Wan.
Ah, thank you. Came back from a great year of San Diego Comic-Con, and now I'm hanging with you guys. Doesn't get any better than this. Well,
a lot of cool stuff out of this Comic-Con. I mean, I don't know how much you care about it, but I mean, I thought it was kind of cool. Like, I have to admit that there was the Top Gun sequel, which, I mean, you were probably too old to like, or not too old, too young to like. You might have been. I mean, you must have been like, you're probably like just still a baby when Top Gun came out.
Like, when did it come out?
Did it come out like 86 maybe? 86, 87?
I was born in 84. I've never seen Top Gun. Like I want to, just because I know it's like an iconic 80s movie, but at the same time, I don't think it's like necessarily considered like
what's
one
with
of
these
those
freaking bats?
I gotta see movies. It's just kind of iconic.
Yeah, I mean, like I was never like a huge fan of it, but you know, I remember in the first time I ever saw it is when I went to when I was in Cub Scouts, and we stayed the night on like a battleship, and they like let us watch Top Gun. I mean, like, you know, I don't know what the movie's gonna even be like, but I'll tell you, like that music in the trailer, the music definitely got me. So, I mean, well, Craig, I didn't realize they had there was a Cobra Kai panel. Are they already shooting season 3? Troy, you haven't watched Cobra Kai, have you?
Well, no, I mean, I haven't even watched Karate Kid.
What? Okay. Well,
I think I saw Karate Kid.
oh, well,
when I was like 8 years old at a friend's house, but I don't know for sure if it was Karate Kid.
oh.
I remember watching a karate movie with like a white guy American kid.
Mm. Well, I mean, it could have been like any movie at the time, I guess.
Yeah, I have no idea if it was Karate Kid or something else, but you know, I don't really remember anything about it. You know, it'd definitely be a like watching for the first time sort of thing.
Well, Cobra Kai is super good.
Yeah, I know. I mean, you got YouTube Red just because of it.
I don't know how to do this. There's got to be a way to
I think you need to get like closer to him so that the flames go over your head.
Yeah, that's a good idea. My instincts say stay away, but I gotta just get right up in his face.
Tony Galvin says tons of swearing. Is that referring to the original Karate Kid?
No, not at all.
Oh, okay.
I think he's saying tons of swearing because it's just like his reaction to you not having seen it.
Well, because I do remember the one other memory I have about watching whatever movie it was I watched is that there was like a curse word. And, you know, which, I mean, you know, PG movies in the 80s were a lot harder than PG movies now, right?
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, I definitely remember my you know, I was watching it at a friend's house. And there were several kids over. I think it was like it was like my next door neighbor's birthday, I think, or something. And my next door neighbor's mom was like super uptight about, you know,
Yeah.
language and violence and movies and TV and stuff. There was like a curse word, and she was very much not impressed. like he was like, you know, his mom was the sort that like wouldn't even let him watch Power Rangers.
Oh wow. So my son's like way into dinosaurs right now.
Yeah.
And he sees this stuff, you know, it's like about like Jurassic World. And I'm like, you're not old enough to watch that. And I say, you know, like even still, like you'd want to just like watch the first one. And I'm like, you don't want to watch that because I feel like it would make him terrified of dinosaurs probably for a very long time. Because I mean the first movie, it was.
Oh yeah, I mean,
it's a scary movie. At the time.
Let me think. It came out in '93, right?
Yeah, it came out. I think it was like June 5th, '93, because I remember it was right at the very end of my 8th grade year. And it was like
so
I saw it right after I came back from the Summer Consumer Electronics Show in Chicago.
Yeah, so I was like 8, I guess, when it came out, and like I actually went. Like it's one of the very few times
You can't get close enough to that. It's not possible. Sorry, I'm just letting you know.
I remember going to the theater with both my mom and dad, which is like the only other time I can remember going to a movie theater with both my parents was Home Alone. And my parents aren't like big movie people. Like, so I guess like it's very weird to think that my mom went to it. Like, it's just really weird to think that she went to it. Like, I mean, I certainly don't think she had any interest in it, but I guess it was just like that big of an event of a movie, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, is it fighting that like that T-Rex right there isn't bad enough? It's like, oh, let's just throw a couple of those blue bats that we've never shown you before as well, just like kind of coming out of the side of the screen for no reason. It's like, what is this? How do I even deal with this? I haven't even fought this enemy at this point in the game.
Yeah, I remember being 8 years old, seeing, you know, your son's like 4, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I remember, like it's not that Jurassic Park was too scary for me, but like that was, you know, I think I've explained before that there was like very much like a time in my childhood where I was really only interested in comedies. Like I really was only like interested in watching a movie to make me laugh. Like I wasn't really into action adventures so much.
Work. I don't think I can just do this.
You know, I mean, I like
action
cartoons like Ninja Turtles, but I think the humor in it was like also a big part of it for me. So, like, I definitely don't remember like pushing to go see Jurassic Park. Like, probably my dad's idea, even though like he's not like a big movie guy. But I definitely remember like the big impression that it left on me at the time was like there was like definitely like I never, at least in terms of, you know, a time that I can remember, I never had like trouble distinguishing, you know, reality from, you know,
right. Well, it's not about that.
Fantasy. But it was like so real and so intense that like I couldn't wrap my head around how like the actors could act like it was so real if it wasn't. Like their performances to me were so believable that there was like this
How are they acting without like anything really being there?
Yeah, like how were they acting so afraid if it wasn't like you know, in my little 8-year-old head there was just this like slight bit of doubt, like maybe this was real. Like, you know, like they're it was like the fear that the characters had was so believable that it just like made me think like, how could they even act? How could they even do that if it wasn't really there? You know?
Yeah.
If they weren't really in danger.
I got rid of the bats that time. I mean, I have an idea. I think that I could take them out. Maybe I wonder if I could hurt them if I don't shoot them in the head. If I just like can hit them where I stand.
I was kind of had like a cold or something for like a week back in May. I was just like, I didn't feel like doing anything. And so I watched. Like I was like, I'm gonna watch those new Jurassic Park movies. I'm just gonna do it. And I was not impressed. I expected to. I mean, I didn't expect them to be amazing or anything, but I thought I would be pretty open to them. You know, I thought I'd think they were okay.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
they are not great.
No.
Like the first one definitely has its moments, but
yeah.
I mean the first of the new ones definitely has its moments, but I was definitely disappointed overall. I mean the second of the new ones like is pretty off the rails, I think. I'm certainly curious what they're planning to do with the next one. I mean, I'll definitely watch it, but not with any degree of anticipation. But yeah, after watching those two, I cleansed the palate with the original.
Yeah, I mean, the first one is really the only one that's worth watching. Honestly, like the other ones are just like, there's not really anything to them. And I mean, I've watched the first one like a lot. I think it's still a really, really good movie, and you know, it's got the best soundtrack, and like the other one's just
that's all.
Don't do anything for me at all.
Yeah, I mean, I remember like as a kid, I thought Lost World was fine, but I have not revisited it as an adult, and you know, based on what everyone says, I don't expect to really like it. But as a kid, I thought it was fine. I saw Jurassic Park 3 in the theater, and I'm pretty sure I haven't seen it since, but I just kind of remember the plot being like, this doesn't need to exist, really.
Yeah,
like,
there's nothing.
It didn't add anything.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember it being fine, but just not impactful.
Looking at the chat, it's a whole lot of dying Karnov, and
yeah, I don't know. I feel like you haven't made progress in like 20 minutes or more.
Yeah.
Like you have made no headway on that T-Rex. I feel like it might be over for Karnov.
I mean, I feel like I might be closer. I have like something I want to try. See, I think if I go down here and I can go back here. Except for those stupid bats. I don't understand the point of the bats. I have an idea. It might be crazy. I don't expect to beat it. Like honestly I have no idea why I'm still playing. But maybe it's just like a morbid curiosity at this point. I thought maybe I would be able to beat it. I mean, when I first started out, I was thinking like, oh, I'll be able to beat this tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I expect it to be I think more difficult than the NES game.
Yeah.
And turns out that wasn't exactly the case.
I'm gonna try something a little crazy though. We're gonna go all the way back here. And then why are the stupid plants showing up? Like, why is that happening? There we go.
Why? Oh, how'd you get them to go away?
I don't know. Well, I think, as he go any further? Because I wonder if I can just shoot him for right there. And it gives me some... I
wonder if there's a way to approach him from those steps that were to the left. Like, I wonder if there's a way to get down there.
I mean, I don't know if I've gotten a checkpoint or if I'm at the start of this level or how this works out yet. I mean, that's... and then I jump. The thing is like he
You
shoots
jumped
at you.
too early.
But I didn't know exactly where he was.
Or you should have waited to start jumping when
I can see him. But I feel like that could work. I don't know if that's the way you're actually supposed to beat him. I don't know if there's any right way to like beat him without cheesing him. And I think that that's the only way to do it.
Seems to be the case. I mean, do you have to go down there? Well, I'd say yes if you don't have a ladder, certainly.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what this little nook is for. Not that I think Karnov's level design is, you know, anything too intricately thought out. Oh, he turned around.
He turns around. Turn off smoothing mode on my monitor. What do you mean? I'm just like, I just want to beat this stupid guy. And what's really funny is the fact that like I'm actually playing on a harder difficulty level than I was when I started out. Like it makes me wonder how far I would be if I was still playing the first one.
I don't know. I feel like starting the game over kind of kicked you into gear somehow.
Is this literally how I'm going to do it? I think I can do that, and I can dock this if I don't jump again.
So were there no worthwhile pickups on the top of the pyramid?
No, I thought I could jump over. But I don't think that there's any possible way.
You could.
I know. I wonder if anybody has ever on YouTube has ever streamed an arcade PCB of Karnov before.
Maybe not. I mean, you've got a Karnov arcade marquee.
Yeah.
That was just happened to be there at that that swap meet or whatever you call it at the Galloping Ghost when we just happened to be in Chicago.
Yeah, good timing. Do we watch Modern Vintage Gamer? Yeah, I do at least. I tune in, depending on the subject. I definitely do. His CPS2 encryption video is excellent. I put 54 quarters in the machine though.
That's all.
That's all. Should I just say like these are like the last set of lives here?
Yeah, at this point.
Come on, come get me. fuck!
No. Oh, it looked like you were on.
Well, I was, but if you hit him in any slight variation. What's really funny is that there is, in fact, on the dip switches, there is a invincibility mode.
Yeah.
Like, they just flat out, like, give it to you. Like, no death mode or something it is, whatever it's called.
Yeah, that is pretty funny.
That's because they know. I think I'm just standing there, just waiting for him, waiting for the T-Rex.
Oh, yeah.
No, come back. What? No.
Oh.
What? I think I know how to do it, but it's just funny when he just he changes it up, but I think I got it, and then he just like does something that I'm not prepared for in any way.
Those like spacemen that like teleport in. I remember those being really annoying on the NES.
Well, they're not hard here, especially with rapid fire. They're pretty easy.
I remember like the way that they would teleport. Like sometimes, like it felt like you got in a situation like where you just like couldn't. You had no way to avoid getting hit by one.
Look, he's just standing there. Look at him with his hands on his hips.
Whoo! I expected to hear more celebration out of you after doing that.
Well, because I know that there's something coming up here. I'm sure. They're like that. If it doesn't give me a stupid checkpoint right there, like we're done. If there's no checkpoint right there, then it's over.
It's over, Karnov.
No, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done.
That was a good final accomplishment.
I will beat it one day. Jeremy, I'm sorry that I've let you down. I was hoping that I'd be able to do it. But at least, did I make it further than anyone you've ever seen?
Well,
hopefully.
Most assuredly. I like how you were fighting that boss for like half an hour, and like it ended up with you slowly figuring out how to cheese them. You finally developed a really good cheese.
Yeah. And then it's like these boulders just come out of nowhere. Like, at least let me start there after fighting that stupid dinosaur. Like, at least give me that.
Yeah, but it's not very far into the level.
But it's still like a major enemy.
Oh, sure. I bet the checkpoint is at the top of those stairs.
Yeah. But you know what? Maybe I'll knock it down back to the original difficulty I started on, and I'll give it another shot.
Or do some research, like look a little closer at the dip switches and see if you can.
No, I think that was right.
Figure it out a little better outside the context of a stream.
Jeez, man. Well, maybe another time. Maybe another time. I am open to giving it another shot.
Yeah,
but it is.
You know, I thought you would have a really easy time with it, to be honest. And then when it like became clear that this is pretty difficult. Is this the demo where he like climbs the ladder?
Yeah.
And he like tries to get that dot and he can't. He gives up.
Yeah, it's like, are you even supposed to be able to get that stuff? Like at least show us that you can get it. You just gotta be like pixel accurate. I just like climbing up the tree though. That was kind of amazing.
If you beat this game, you would be Karnov Kai. Or no, this game is Karnov Kai. At first I thought he was saying you would inherit the name of Karnov Kai.
No one has ever beat it in the history of the existence of the game. All right. Well, thanks for sticking with us. It's been a long journey, and we didn't quite complete it, but I think that we, made it past the swimming level.
Yeah, I mean, I think
who knows what kind of horrors await in further scenes.
I think your dedication more than impressed.
Yeah.
At least a couple hundred people.
If we ever did, another marathon stream, like I'd put this on the list.
Oh yeah. I could see that. Can't be harder than Tiny Toons on the NES.
It's definitely harder than Tiny Toons on the NES. A lot harder. It can't be any harder than the last boss in Panzer Dragoon Orda.
It's Dragoon Orda.
So
nothing is harder than that.
It's too bad that marathon has been lost. It's been lost to the ages because
it never finished processing.
Yeah, it's too bad it's
this
gone.
level that it's on the demo. You didn't play this level.
I didn't play this one.
That doesn't look like anything I recognize from the NES game either.
I mean, Lil Bud says how long was your attempt? 6 hours. I think it took you like 6 hours to beat like the last boss or something like that.
It might have been more like 8.
to beat the whole game. I mean,
to beat the last boss, I think it was. Oh man, I mean, to be fair, I was tired.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for hanging out and sticking with us. Everyone for donating and watching me not finish Karnov, but coming decently, like making my way decently through the game. Thanks for checking out the episode today, and I'm gonna get to work on it's like Ages 2500 tomorrow. Anyways, we'll see you soon. Good night.
Good night.